We can't afford to have judges who put their own agendas above the law. It's time we start prioritizing justice again, not politics.
Vote Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Sharp wire pokes his lip. Hurts bad, can't handle it. He'd be feeling fine with Invisalign. Invis is drama-free. Less painful than braces. Invisalign.
It's Santa. We got a problem.
Hold on.
Ho, ho, ho!
It's always time for Papa Murphy's. And now you can get any medium 2-topping pizza for just $6.99. Now that's meaty yum. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Order online today at papamurphys.com.
Live on NBC 12, this is Newswatch 12 at 5.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 12 at 5. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukage. After freezing rain fell last night, the Northwoods was covered with an icy coating this morning.
That's actually pretty common in the early spring, but what's coming tonight is not. Some in the Northwoods could see a foot of snow outside their door for April 1st. Mother Nature's version of an April Fool's joke, perhaps. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joins us now with a first look at our forecast. Jeff?
Yeah, hey guys, it's Friday night, the weekend's here, and what could be the deepest snow in the last 5 years could fall tonight into tomorrow morning. The advisories shake out like this. This is a winter storm warning in pink, winter weather advisory in blue. That is a blizzard warning across parts of central and western Wisconsin for tonight into tomorrow. This thing is now just hours away from arriving around here. Here's the radar. Again, we're going to fill in this whole area tonight. There's a warm front across parts of central Wisconsin now. All of this air kind of runs up against the warm front. It rises in the atmosphere and has to rain or snow itself out. And it's going to snow itself out across north central Wisconsin tonight. And there could be long periods of thunder snow in there as well, with snowfall rates of 1 to 2 to 3 inches per hour as all of this moves our way forward tonight. Now, here we are about 8:54 this evening, a combination of snow, freezing rain, and very heavy rainfall and thunderstorms across parts of central Wisconsin. That will turn over to all snow for everybody tonight. Notice the darker color blues in here. Those are those intense snowfall rates of 1 to 2 to 3 inches per hour. That's going to last for several hours tonight into early parts of tomorrow. We're not done with this thing until probably around 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That will look something like this. This one storm now could give us a 9 to 15-inch snowfall tonight into tomorrow morning across much of north central Wisconsin. And it's not going to be just the snow. It's going to be the wind. Wind gusts near 50 miles per hour tonight into Sunday morning with some ice now in the trees. Could give us some big power issues tonight and throughout the day tomorrow as well. And also with blowing and drifting snow, that will also be a problem in our region. Okay, quite a lot to get through. So here we go. For tonight, looking at increasing clouds, rain and snow becoming all snow heavy at times with low temperatures down near 23. Your full forecast is coming up. Dan and Jessica.
With all this snow coming, people should stay inside later this evening. Not only will it keep you safe, but emergency responders will already have their hands full.
Heavy snow not only makes it harder for emergency services, it also leads to more emergencies for them to respond to. Newswatch 12's Mohammed Abdulkawi is live in Rhinelander right now. Mohammed, what are you seeing?
Well, Dan and Jessica, I'm here at the Rhinelander, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, and while it may be pretty calm right now, it's going to be completely different a little later tonight. A deputy I talked to said that the heavy snow expected likely means for a busy night for his department. A foot of snow would mean messy and slippery roads. Plus, the snow will be coming down fast, meaning low visibility on the roads. Deputy Andrew Berg says his team will be active tonight, making sure people are safe.
I expect us to be pretty busy tonight. Usually when these weather storms come in, we have a lot of people that do end up driving, obviously with jobs, having to go other places. It's usually inevitable that we have people traveling on the roads. So we'll end up having to go to a lot of people who end up having their vehicles run off the roadway, go into the ditch, etc., or people who are losing power and are seeking shelter elsewhere.
If you have to be out on the roads tonight, Berg said people should have an emergency kit in their car. It should include items like a blanket, first aid kit, and some water. Also, make sure your phone has plenty of battery life. Berg says it's crucial to be ready for anything.
It's always good to prepare for the worst situation possible. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen. It's best to prepare for the worst, and just in case the worst does happen, being able to combat that issue at hand, it's going to be beneficial for you in the long run.
If you're on the road, drive slowly and brake early. The snowfall will start around 10 tonight and go until around 9 in the morning. Tonight and tomorrow morning are good ways or good times to stay inside. For more up-to-date conditions, visit the Wisconsin Department of Transportation's website, which is 511wi.gov. Reporting live in Rhinelander, I'm Mohammed Abdulkawi, Newswatch 12.
Great tips. Thank you, Mohammed. Social Security checks will decrease in a decade if Congress doesn't make a change. That's according to a release from the Social Security trustees. It says the combined Social Security trust funds, which help support payouts for the elderly, survivors, and disabled, will run dry by 2034. About 66 million Americans received Social Security benefits last year. The report on Medicare is worse. It says Medicare Part A, the Hospital Insurance Trust Fund, will only be able to pay scheduled benefits in full until 2031. About 65 million senior citizens and people with disabilities used Medicare in 2022.
The head of a key state agency was met with opposition by Republican lawmakers at a hearing about Governor Evers' proposed budget. Lawmakers on the Joint Finance Committee are working on the state budget right now. Republicans on the committee pushed back on several initiatives outlined by Department of Administration Secretary-designee Kathy Blumenfeld. State Senator Mary Felskowski argues that this spending wouldn't be possible.
I mean, I think we're all stunned by going from a $7 billion surplus to a $3 billion deficit. I don't think the private sector would ever, hopefully, go down that road.
Many Republican lawmakers questioned several of the proposals, including a work-from-home policy for state employees, as well as the overall size of the $104 billion budget proposal. Secretary Blumenfeld says that Wisconsin already has safeguards in place to deal with any potential shortfalls in the future.
I think one of the really responsible things that the governor has done in this budget was take out of that surplus, take $500 million and put it on top of our rainy day fund, which is already full. Our rainy day fund has $1.7 billion in it, and it is statutorily full. There's no more money that can flow into it. And he said, hey, let's look out for times that might not be so rosy in the future, and let's take another $500 million and put it away for that rainy day.
In April, the Joint Finance Committee will hold a series of public budget hearings around the state, including in Minocqua at Lakeland Union High School on April 26th. So far, Republicans on the committee have vowed to rewrite the whole budget and not use the governor's proposal. Trees for Tomorrow in Eagle River is an agency that provides outdoor education to the Northwoods community.
Through a recent community survey, they found they were not serving a portion of that community. Newswatch 12's Nick Van Zyl went to Trees for Tomorrow and has more. Nick?
Thanks, Dan and Jessica. Trees for Tomorrow in Eagle River usually hosts school classes for outdoor educational experiences. Thursday, they held their first day camp for kids who are homeschooled.
This is an opportunity for them to come and see what Trees for Tomorrow does, take advantage of our professional educators, get that outside educational learning, and also throw in some networking.
Based on a recent survey, Trees for Tomorrow found parents who homeschooled their kids had interest in outdoor education. Heft says there were about 15 families in attendance, many of whom had kids in different grade levels.
The younger kids are going to be making paper by hand. They're going to be learning about parts of trees, how to identify trees.
The other class was a bit more challenging.
Older kids are going to do some math and learn how to do basic tree measurements.
Not everything was education-based. The groups had other activities planned.
Play some fun games that logging camps might have played, like running a crosscut saw or trying to light a match with a hatchet.
Trees for Tomorrow wants families to leave with a new perspective on the outdoors.
Hopefully we'll give them tools to do more after they have left here.
Trees for Tomorrow is planning similar events for August with a wetlands theme and in December with a winter and snow theme.
What great events. Thank you, Nick. Former President Donald Trump was indicted yesterday, but what comes next?
Coming up after the break, we'll hear from UW law professors on the legal process that's coming up. That's After Weather with Jeff right here on Newswatch 12.
I'm going for Judge Janet
You don't need to know how to say Protasewicz to know that Judge Janet believes in fairness, freedom, and public safety.
Hi, Bob Pucci for Take Kid Hunting Foundation. We're having the Yanago Gun Show this weekend at the fairgrounds on Highway 45. Admission is $7, 14 under are free. Show hours are Friday from 3 to 8, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 3.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
At Lakeside Living Design, we've always got something stylish in store for you. Whether you're looking for high-quality custom upholstery, decorative accessories and gifts, or are designing your space entirely from scratch, you'll have a friendly designer by your side, sharing their expertise, helping you bring your unique style to life. So stop by, explore our showroom, and together we'll make your space feel just like home.
What did you find when you lost the weight?
I found my smile. I found I could eat, really eat. Jenny just makes it simple. Simple.
Learn how to get a free week of food with purchase. Jenny Craig, lose the weight. Find yourself.
A former prosecutor, now circuit court judge, Janet Protasewicz. On the Supreme Court, she'll be a common sense judge. She believes in protecting our freedoms, fairness for all, and public safety. Janet Protasewicz for Supreme Court.
Life in a northern town. Heavy snow in late March, and here we go. The advisories have come together. This is a winter storm warning in pink, winter weather advisory in blue, and a blizzard warning in orange across parts of western Wisconsin. You get the idea here, though. The heaviest snow is going to fall right through here, which is where most of us are, and that's going to leave a marker across our area tonight. Okay, so here's the big picture, and as a meteorologist, this is eye candy. The actual low is over here. This thing is strong. It's powerful. It's getting stronger as it moves toward our direction tonight. Tons of severe weather, Iowa, Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and Missouri. And all of this moisture is streaming north right now into our neck of the woods. It's hitting a warm front right across here. You can kind of see it right there. As it hits that warm front, it gets lifted in the atmosphere, and it'll either rain or snow itself out tonight. And that will happen most likely as snow, heavy snow across our neck of the woods this evening. So here's that warm front right there. See what the lightning is right there, lifting north gradually. And here comes all of this moisture. So once it hits that warm front, it's going to start raining and snowing like crazy around here. We could see 1 to 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates tonight. You're going to be amazed at how hard the snow is going to fall overnight tonight into early parts of tomorrow. For now, just some light rain and drizzle out there, but here comes that surge of moisture, and it's definitely not going to miss us. We are in for quite a weather event across our region tonight. Let's walk it through. So here we are this evening, 9 o'clock or so. The snow or rain mixture is changing over to all snow from west to east across our region tonight. There could be heavy bands of snow in here. Those darker color blues right there, heavy banding features right there. 1 to 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates. It's hard to see your hand with snow falling that fast. That though is going to last for several hours tonight into and tomorrow morning as well. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow. The snow is kind of starting to end from west to east across our region, but it's going to do something like this, a wide path here with a 9 to 15 inch snowfall. And I'm not kidding when a few of you, more than a few of you, could easily do 18 inches alone with this one event coming in tonight into tomorrow morning. It's a fast mover as well. There's just so much moisture in the atmosphere. It's going to wring itself out over our area tonight, and that's going to give us those intense snowfall rates this evening. And it's not going to be just the snow. It's also the wind. We're talking wind gusts near 50 miles per hour in our area this evening. Throughout the day tomorrow, tomorrow, and that's going to blow around stuff, of course, visibility reduced, also blowing and drifting snow. We'll leave a mark across our region into tomorrow night. So be careful driving tomorrow. Best to stay in with this one. You know, it's hard to drive in 15 inches of snow. It'll take the road crews some time to get ahead of this one into tomorrow. We did get some snow last night. Some areas saw, like Phelps saw 4 inches of snow. Our provider 3.7. This was not the main event last night. The main event arrives tonight. And here we are in 5th place so far, 98.1 inches of snow. To get to 2nd place, we need 12.2 inches of snow tonight. And most of us will likely do that across north central Wisconsin this evening into tomorrow morning. So our forecast night, though, that snow could be heavy at times, likely starting around 7 to 10 p.m. this evening. And once it starts over as snow, it'll keep snowing for hours and hours and hours and hours tonight, with low temperatures down near 23 and incredibly windy. Again, wind gusts near 50 miles per hour will blow and drift that snow around tonight. For tomorrow, incredibly windy again, snow ending early, cold for tomorrow's date, right? 32 is the forecasted high temperature with a really gusty north-northwest wind, heavier lake effect snow north Gibbet Grange on Tanagan area. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows a wintry mess tomorrow, some light snow on Sunday, not a big deal. Monday, we're quiet before another system gets in here. Tuesday and Wednesday, just as strong with rain and snow. Dan?
An investigation is underway after a fire damaged 4 homes in Milwaukee. Firefighters say the fire started after 10 this morning in an abandoned house. Strong winds caused the fire to spread to neighboring homes. Fire crews say 2 homes are a total loss and 2 more homes are damaged. No one was injured.
A Wausau man convicted of killing his infant son in January 2021 was sentenced today. 41-year-old Ronnie Lofton was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide on January 26th. In January 2021, Lofton's 3-month-old adopted son died of blunt force trauma at Marshfield Children's Hospital. Police say that the boy had 21 rib fractures in various stages of healing when he died from blunt force trauma. The defense argued that the only person alone with the child while he was eating and acting normal was Lofton. He will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole.
One of the parents involved in the death of their adopted child has accepted a plea deal in court. Jonathan Stolp, formerly of Weston, faced 3 charges. Court records show that 1 charge was dismissed. Stolp then pleaded no contest to the other 2 charges of chronic neglect of a child and obstructing an officer. The court sentenced Stolp to 10 months in prison. For the first time, a former president is facing charges. A grand jury in New York indicted Donald Trump on Thursday.
The investigation is centered on alleged payments made during the 2016 presidential campaign to silence claims of an extramarital affair, payments that could be classified as business fraud. Colton Molesky spoke to experts in the University of Wisconsin system about what will happen next.
But the next step would be to have an arraignment. Trump would have to appear in court and enter a plea of guilty or not guilty.
Former President Donald Trump is headed for court after a grand jury met and voted on the probable cause for criminal charges to be filed.
I think in large part the fact that he is a former president is not really going to be relevant to this particular prosecution.
Assistant clinical professor at the UW-Madison School of Law, John Gross, says there is nothing about the charges implicating national security issues or presidential privilege.
Essentially something related to fraud or bribery. I would expect, based on the amounts involved and the nature of the charge, this would be a felony charge.
Now, Gross does not believe prison time is on the table for the former POTUS. However, the historical significance still rings true for UW-Whitewater professor emeritus Richard Haven.
We knew it was a possibility, but I think, like everyone else, we're surprised that it has finally come.
Haven believes it is a unique event to add to the history of American politics, but it is unsure exactly what the ramifications will be for Trump, who, as of Thursday, is still running for a second presidential term.
Going to try to use it to raise funds and to increase his opportunities to get attention in the Republican race for the nomination.
For Gross, it is a win for the rule of law.
I think it is definitely an endorsement of our system and it is a clear message that says that nobody is above the law.
A major golf tournament is coming to Stevens Point this summer.
Coming up after the break, we'll hear from a golf broadcaster on what to expect. We'll be right back.
A person is known by the company they keep. Who are Judge Janet Protasewitz's friends? Predatory abortion profiteers. The type of savages that support late-term abortions that cause excruciating pain and stop a beating heart. And they want you, the taxpayer, to foot the bill. Janet Protasewitz and her bloodthirsty comrades don't care about Wisconsin's values. They care about making money, killing babies. Vote Dan Kelly on April 4th.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasewitz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one. That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
We're 90 days away from the start of the U.S. Senior Open, which will likely draw thousands of golf fans to central Wisconsin.
NBC's Golf Channel will be broadcasting this spectacle on national television, and the people covering the tournament are already preparing. Newswatch 12's Matt Weaver joins us with more. Matt?
Shh. Jerry Kelly for par to take home the title. And the title's his to claim. The 2023 U.S. Senior Open will have golf broadcaster Mark Rolfing on the call. He took in the sights and sounds of Century World before he takes his seat in the Lookout Tower this summer.
Stricker for birdie at 17. Give it to him.
Golf Channel announcer Mark Rolfing will call the U.S. Senior Open the largest event that Stevens Point has ever seen.
This is going to be the biggest sporting event ever in central Wisconsin. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think the great thing about it is going to be just how excited the people are to see this level of golf here.
As for the Century World course itself, he believes it will play tough.
I think it's going to be a really good test. Driving length is not going to be as important as driving accuracy.
And although the course wasn't quite ready for play, Rolfing says his visit earlier this week was perfect timing.
I wanted to look at corridors as much as anything. Sometimes we get so caught up in taking a look at the actual hole itself that I tend to lose track of what the overall experience is like. And it's almost better for me to first look at it when there's snow on the ground, because I can't see pin placements. There aren't any. I can't see where the tees are.
By scouting out the landscape, he can see doglegs, bunkers, and the length of each hole, all to better prepare himself for when he's in the broadcast tower this June.
I'm really seeing some tremendous balance in the holes, and people have asked me over the last kind of 12 hours, what are my favorite holes out there? And I've changed my mind every time. So that's good.
Wintry weather may seem imminent, but the spring thaw isn't far off.
It was the perfect time for me to come, and once the grass starts growing and the flowers come out at 16, then I'll be back.
In Stevens Point, Matt Weaver, Newswatch 12.
Our officers risk their lives to protect your families.
But law enforcement's hands are tied when judges like Janet Protasewicz refuse to hold dangerous criminals accountable.
Including a man who brutally raped a 13-year-old girl and posted a video of it to Facebook. Monsters like him belong in prison. Judge Janet disagrees.
Wisconsin sheriffs are supporting Dan Kelly for Supreme Court. He enforces the rule of law, not the rule of Janet.
Vote Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Don't let a storm keep you in the dark ever again. Contact the experts at Christopher Electric, proudly providing backup power services in the central Wisconsin area. Their team will complete the job from start to finish, no third party necessary, and will fit your home with the perfect Generac standby generator. Generac helps protect your home and family from the risks associated with power outages. So don't miss out on this limited time offer. Christopher Electric and Generac. Call for your free home consultation today.
A teenager with the mental capacity of a 6-year-old, tricked by a predator on Facebook using a fake name, who then sexually assaulted her. It was pure evil. If Judge Janet Protasewicz was to ever take a stand for a victim, this was the time, and this was the victim. But she failed, again, placing the man on probation with a measly 60 days in the local jail. Tell Janet Protasewicz, stop letting predators off easy.
Been daydreaming of campfires or time on the water? Start your summer plans by joining Schroeder's RV and Marine at their 28th annual open house, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. They have over 300 boats and campers available. Shop the best deals on the best brands at the biggest RV and Marine dealer in the North Woods. Join us at Schroeder's RV and Marine for the 28th annual open house, March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. See you there.
I don't like Dan Kelly.
I think he's corrupt.
First of all, he recused himself from the Zignego case because of ethical concerns.
Then he took $20,000 from Zignego and his family.
After he got the money, he unrecused himself so he could judge the case.
That's not something a judge with any ethics would do.
That's textbook corruption.
It's all in the public record, too.
Dan Kelly's too corrupt.
He's too extreme.
And he doesn't care about us.
Public service announcement here. The Rhinelander Police Department has dozens of free bike helmets. Safety first, you guys. Always remember that. And they have them to give away. They're ranging in sizes for ages 3 to 10. And, you know, it seems like one of them is riding a dolly. I've never seen that before.
He's just like standing on it. I see that.
What a nice giveaway.
Fun times.
Jeff, I don't think we're going to be using bikes anytime soon.
Well, you know, bike helmets come in handy during severe weather, but we don't have severe weather for us tonight. That's not going across parts of Iowa right now and Illinois. For us, though, it's snow. I'm telling you, you're going to be amazed on how fast it's going to snow tonight. The rate of snowfall, 1 to 2, even 3 inches per hour. We don't do that very often. The atmosphere has to work very hard to do that. And that's what's coming our way out there right now. So here is the radar. Notice all the lightning in here, intense rainfall rates across parts of western Wisconsin now. That's all the moisture flowing into our area tonight, likely with some lightning and thunder as it snows heavily, likely arriving about 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, lingering through tomorrow morning. Also with wind gusts near 50 miles per hour. Power is going to be a concern tonight with that heavy wet snow on top of some ice in the trees out there now, with the wind gusts near 50 will lead to power problems this evening. So overall, it's going to be a rough night